Hey guys, Cheyenne here. So I just had a massive brunch and I'm on my way home right now. It's a bit of a long drive and I've been doing some reflecting on the concept of happiness, to be more precise. And what I've realized is that happiness really is not like a final destination. It's a process. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's say, you this is like a common misconception, I think, that a lot of people think that, okay, I have to reach a certain point in my life, I have to achieve a certain thing or a certain status in order for me to feel happy, right? So let's say your goal, this seems very vague or very vain, I would say, is to become a billionaire. Right? You want to become a billionaire. So let's say you work long and hard for years and years and you finally get to that, billionaire status. And once you become a billionaire, you don't really need to work anymore, right? Not in this day and age. If we're talking US or Australian dollars, I think $1 billion is enough for you to sustain yourself for the rest of your natural life, right? Even if you don't invest and your assets don't grow in size, right? So, so you don't really need to work. But does that mean that you'll stop working altogether? And would not working make you happy? It probably will. I mean, for a little bit of time at least. But then, just the fact that you are a billionaire might give you some solace or some form of peace. But eventually, that feeling of happiness that you derive from being a billionaire, it'll evaporate. I mean, your mind constantly shifts from one thing to the next, and that sense of achievement or that pride associated with being a billionaire probably would not be front and center in your consciousness. So at that point you'd want to be focusing on something else. And if you just sit around on your ass for too long doing absolutely nothing, even as a billionaire, I think eventually you'll start to feel pretty useless, right? So what you want to do is you always want to set yourself new targets. As soon as you've achieved or as soon as you hit a particular target in your life, you want to set new ones so that you feel that you have some kind of a purpose. Because I think an essential component of happiness is feeling like you have some sort of purpose and that you're making some kind of meaningful progress towards that particular goal, let's say, right? So I think that's a key realization. If you want to be happy in your life, you have to realize what is meaningful to you. What exactly do you want out of life? What makes you happy? That's like what I've realized in my case is that learning makes me happy. Like, there are many things that I like to learn about. There are many things that I like to know. And if I can continue to learn every single day, and realize new things and make new connections, that keeps me in a positive state of mind, right? And I call that happiness. Like, even though I'm not like successful in the traditional sense, I would say that I'm quite happy in the pursuits that I'm engaged in. And I think if there's one thing you want to take away from this video, is this: that you have to find something that's meaningful to you. You have to find a project, a goal that's meaningful to you. And you need to start working towards it, and you need to keep working towards it until you reach it. And once you get there, bask in the glory for a bit. That's perfectly normal and natural. But then you got to move on. Keep moving, find a new target, find a new goal, find a new project, and keep going, and that's what's going to keep you happy. Anyway, I'm out.